I had to go back to my 18-year-old. Dang, boy, it really feel like it was just yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie to you, how fast the time has flown. But if I had to go back and give myself one piece of advice, it's so much, but it would be to be more ambitious, and not be so relaxed and lazy on a few things. Like really go after the things that I really want to do and just attack it head on, and not be too hesitant with myself or scared. I say, as in, what if it don't work? You know, you never know until you try. So would I have listened? Probably so, but knowing me and myself back then, I would have been contemplating every woulda, coulda, shoulda scenario.
Always.
And like thinking the worst of shit, instead of just, sticking to the guns and doing what I need to do. I think eventually I would listen, but right off bat, probably not so much. I'd just be, should I, kind of going back and forth, teeter-tottering and stuff like that. But if I knew, like, and you know what, like, it's always the older folks in front of us that tells the same thing. Like, if I knew half the stuff that I do now back then, man, it'll be a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. But you live and you learn. I mean, the best thing about it is just learning from, your past and becoming a better person on the other side of it, honestly. Because I mean, everything happened for a reason. So I don't regret nothing, because I mean, I wouldn't be here today for those mistakes. So
Preach it. Y'all regret. You can't regret nothing. There's no room for all that. Once you make that decision, like, you made that decision, own that.
Yeah.
You gotta own that. I mean, you might feel bad after, because it might, like, may not work in your favor, but own that decision. If it don't work out the way you want, it's a lesson in that. People will say, well, I don't see the lesson. It's always a lesson in something. You gotta find it. If you're not doing no self-reflection on things and figuring out why things went down the way it did, that's the issue. You still can't figure out what's going on. Can't talk to nobody. You gotta talk to somebody about it.
I think the big problem for a lot of us, and we may not admit it with ourselves, is like, everybody hate to be wrong, right? So it's like, in some scenarios, you have to kind of like have that maturity to grow up and realize that, yeah, you made a mistake in whatever situation that it is. But it's all about, owning it and growing from it. But it's like, if you always deflecting and be like, it's all pointing the finger at everybody else instead of yourself, sometimes, like, you're never gonna learn. It's just kind of like setting yourself up for failure somewhere at some point.
Yeah.